Now it's working. The Shimano Ultegra ST-6700 assembly, reassembly, fixing, troubleshooting. Let's do it. And here's our patient, the Shimano Ultegra ST-6700, which is the 10-speed shifter. How do you know whether you have the same exact model? You just open up the back side of your hood and you will see the model right here. It says Shimano ST-6700. Let's do the job now. The list of the tools you're gonna need and some additional that will just make your job easier are in the description. And now we are ready to first remove the shifter from your handlebars. In order to do that, we open the hood like this. And then we get the access to the mounting bolt. This is the 5mm Allen key mounting bolt. And it's good to use Allen key with such an end, such a head here, instead of this one. I mean, if it's short, it's fine like this. But if you have such a nice end, you're gonna be able to use it under some angle right here. And so we loosen this bolt and this part will go down your handlebars. Now we can remove the hood to the back. Now we can remove this mounting bolt completely. And it goes like this. Now I'm going to show you how the system works and some troubleshooting. So we are removing this little cover. And here's how it works. We are on the 10th gear right now, the smallest sprocket on the cassette. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. And then back down the cassette. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and full speed ahead. Okay? On the other side, it looks like this. And the levers look like this. This lever is pushing on the other one. Before you actually remove the lever, I forgot to do this, so I'm just rewinding the video. Just shift down, so make sure that this hole will be aligned with this hole. First we remove this little rubber, and it's the reach adjustment rubber. The thicker rubber we use here, the smaller palms will be able to reach to the braking lever and the shifting lever. It holds on this little tooth. Now the flight deck system, this is the electronical system which allows you to connect your bike computer to the shifters and see on what gear you currently are. Yeah, that was the electronic in the old days. Here are our electronics, and this is most likely nothing to be broken. The electronical cables going to the shifting mechanism are hidden under this long cover, and most likely you would not have to remove it. I did break a couple of these mounting little pieces, so I'm going to show you that. And this doesn't come off. I don't know why. Looks like glue. This is the cover for our braking cable. Be careful not to break this one when removing it. This is where we put the braking cable, and it goes through that hole, you see? And then the next two little screws on the right side and on the left side. This lever is moving like this around this pivot for shifting and like this around this pivot for braking. And here on the inside we have a little circlip and it's gonna allow us to remove it. So when you're looking at the shifter from the rider's perspective, the circlip is here. Now I have it in the right position. And now push. Okay. Here it is. And now this pivot goes away. It goes rather lightly. Ta-da! Alright, it works. And the third spring I've mentioned before should be hooked right here. Now we can see it beautifully. That's the spring right there. This whole shifting mechanism is being held on just one screw, which is right here, and it ends right there. The 3mm Allen key. Okay. I'm gonna unhook this spring. And I'm gonna push this screw backwards now. You might need to move it around a little bit. Yep. Okay. Ready to the assembly? I'm gonna give you the signal to pause the video just in a couple of seconds so that you can put all the parts in the right direction and in the right order, and then the assembly will be quick and quite easy. 3, 2, 1, pause the video now. Alright, first the screw. All moving parts will be put on this screw, so we want to put a little bit of grease here. I'm using this little brush in order to apply the grease. No grease on the thread. Now I'm applying the grease to the flight deck system, which is reading the position of your lever or the gear and these teeth here. There's one more bushing here. We clean it and we grease it. Uwaga! Now I'm showing it the right direction with the thinner side towards this part. It's a good moment to clean and grease these two poles. So, there are some parts, fortunately, that you cannot put in the wrong way because they have this shaping right here, and there's a corresponding shape to it on the lever body. So it has to go just one way, but we are first threading the parts to the screw. Now we take our screw. So. Then the next part comes, and don't worry, you cannot do it wrong. Now this tooth goes in here. Here are our 10 speed. Okay. The next part, the bushing. It's time for the largest spring. Now we can put all these parts into the lever body. Just slowly. I'm gonna hold to this end of the spring. Yippee! And we put this end right here. I'm gonna push back the screw a little bit. Okay. If you lost the spring, there is two endings on it, of course. This longer one goes into the lever body, and the shorter one goes on the part itself. And the bushing. The bushing comes from the front of the shifter. Take a look at it. This is easy. It's time for the bearing, but first I'm going to put some grease right here. The grease also helps with the assembly, keeping the things, it's adhesive, you know, keeping the things together. Now, the direction of the bearing. It goes like this, as opposed to this. You see, on this side, it has a little lip inside, and here it's got a lip or groove on the outer side, and here's how it goes. This is the bearing race. Alright, are we in the right place? Yes, this pole should be on the 10th gear, and it is. And these two holes are aligned, which means we have shifted to the highest gear. I've put a little bit of oil right here. It's not something I recommend, it's something I'm going to be testing. This might be the most tricky moment in the whole assembly, but repeat it 3 times and you're gonna get it. I'm pulling the assembly bolt back. We're not aligned yet. Okay. And then we need to hook the spring right there. Okay, we're in. Getting close. Important thing, do not over tight this bolt because you're going to put too much compression on the shifting mechanism and it will stop working. First, shifting down the cassette will stop working, of course, because it's being done by the spring, not by your fingers. It's more difficult to do on the Ultegra because it's got the bearing right here, but on the 105 it's much more easy. Now it will go very quickly. This is perfect. The outer side, the inner side. Okay. Wow. Yeah. So. Reach adjustment. I think, but I'm not sure, that on this side we use a little larger screw. Of course, first goes the cable. Let's put the hood on. This is the right one because I can see Shimano from the right side and nothing here. Okay. Yes, we've done it. The job is done. In the next episode, we're gonna reassemble, fix and clean the vintage Shimano DX shifter and braking levers. If I helped, you know how to support the channel. See you guys.